Greetings, this is Coach Jay with Thrive Life Coach, and today is Saturday, but I want you to know that all these life coaching segments can be used 365 days of the year, 24/7. It doesn't matter the morning, the day, the afternoon that you decide to use it. I pray that you do not put a time stamp to the message, but you really take away the message, and that you have a place in your understanding that the message is what we're trying to convey, and not particularly the time of day or the year or any of that. Also, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel or to share on Facebook and to like and leave a comment in the comment box. If it blesses you, if you would like to hear more about other subjects, I'm certainly open to sharing other topics to help motivate and to inspire people as they go about their life. I am not the only person who have a life experience to share and to coach someone or to mentor. We can help one another. So share your comments, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also on Facebook, leave a comment and share with others on your Facebook. If it blessed you, then let it bless someone else. My desire is that many people will be reached by the Thrive Life Coach as much as possible, because it's simple messages to help people in life. Every day is a challenge. We wake up and we just don't know what phone call, what news is going to come in our personal lives and in this global world that we live in. So I think it's important to share and to comment on on my Facebook, and also as it comes through the feed of my YouTube, go to that page, Thrive Life Coach, and subscribe to it as well. Well, all week long we've been talking about endure. How to endure. We talked about enduring patiently. We talked about enduring through suffering and enduring through failure. Well, today I want to just close out and give you the 4 A's to endurance. The 4 A's. The first A is going to be accepting the unchangeable. The second is adjust to the obstacles. The third will be abide with patience. And the final will be affirm the presence. So let's start right here, jump in to accept the unchangeable. Accept those things in life that you cannot be changed. William Barclay described endurance as the courageous acceptance of everything life can do to us and transmitting of even the worst event into another step in an upward way. Let's face it, some events and circumstances are inevitable. Sometimes life is not fair. Injustices creep into everyone's arena. Sometimes, in one way or another, we fall out of life when obstacles come. So it's inevitable. So we must accept that as a reality, and accept that some things we cannot change. But there is an area that we need to understand, that those irritants that came in our lives have caused us is going to cause us to develop and to mature in character. I'm reminded of the oyster. The oyster produces a pearl, but that pearl is produced because an irritant entered into the oyster, and because the irritant that was inside of the oyster caused the oyster to begin to excrete this fluid to try to heal inside the wound of where the irritant was inside of the oyster. As a result of it excreting this fluid, it begins to coat whatever that irritant is inside of the oyster, and it develops a pearl. So every time we have pearls on now, we must realize that that pearl was created based on an irritant. A beautiful thing came from an irritant thing. A beautiful thing came from a wound that was coated with healing. That is a great message. So let's understand that sometimes the challenges and the irritations that we face in life come as a place that's going to produce something beautiful. We will have beauty for our ashes. Oh, when the product is finished. I experienced something on this week that I got news that my son's release date was canceled and he was not released. And there is no release date in sight. And as a result of that, I became very irritated and upset. But I had to begin to take my own medicine. I had to come to a place to encourage myself. I had to understand that I have to endure. All that I've been doing on this journey has been enduring. And so I wanted to share this message. Many times what I speak about has gone and filtered through my life experiences, but I take a lot of experiences that come from other people's lives. The speaking and always the leading of God, but also other messages, other mentors in my life, other people I have alliances with and fellowship with. Also, those messages have come together, but this one came from a very personal place. We must understand that for us to have the endurance, we have to understand there are interruptions that happen in our lives that we cannot change, and we don't have the control over to make it change. So we have to have some acceptance of what is unchangeable. And I know that sounds like we have admitted to defeat, but we have to accept that there are some things that we just cannot change. I hope that blesses someone right there, because I want you to understand that as we accept that there are some things inevitable for us that we cannot change, it develops in us mature character. Mature character. That means we're not walking around here having temper tantrums because we're having to do something, endure something that we don't want to. So endurance with mature character, endure with the acceptance of things that you cannot change and you cannot control. That is a major, major step. The second A to endurance, remember we're going to talk about the 4 A's. The second A is adjust to the obstacle. There was a young man who was a naval captain, and he was navigating and leading his battleship. And as he looked through the night, he saw a distant light off on the distance in the dark. And so the commander radioed, "Alter your course 10 degrees. The reply came shortly, "No, you alter your course 10 degrees. So whoever he spoke to in the dark that he saw in that light, they responded back, "No, you alter your course 10 degrees. The captain then angrily sends a message. He says, "Alter your course. I am a destroyer. I am on the destroyer ship." And the reply came back from the person with the distant light, says, "Alter your course. I am a lighthouse." That was really, really powerful in learning how to adjust. We must realize that we are not too big. We are not too powerful. We are not, our titles. We are not all of these statuses and things that we think we are, because there's something else out there that we need to know we must, alter from, or yield to, or compromise, or be flexible. Let's take that in. There is some situations you must alter, adjust, and acknowledge that person and adjust to the obstacles that you are facing. The captain had to adjust to the lighthouse. So somebody needs to hear that on today. I know that we're educated, we are intelligent, we have titles, we have had many experiences, we are smart, we're resilient, and all of those things. But sometimes we have to have adjustments. Sometimes we have to have flexibility. Sometimes we have to change our course to the lighthouse or to something that cannot be moved. And that's a reality. That's a reality. Adjust to the obstacle. The third thing is abide with patience. Remember, I said earlier, endurance and patience are components of each other. Someone once says, you can do anything if you have patience. We must have patience. Sometimes we have to just pray for patience. But let me tell you, when you ask for patience and you pray for patience, oftentimes that's when you will be extremely tested. And it could be in the simplest of places. Road rage on your job. That person that irritates you will irritate you even the more. So when you pray for patience, be prepared that you will face more irritants and challenges when you want patience. But we must ask for patience. I want you to know that if you have the patience in a situation, in the end, if you hold on, if you endure, if you have the patience, you may get the very thing that you are wanting for. Don't be so ready to rush. Don't be hasty. Don't be quick to try to change the course of things. Be patient about it. Wait. Wait patiently. That's endurance. That is a challenge. As I'm waiting on new release dates and new information, I got to wait patiently. I'm having to talk to myself. I have to take my own medicine. Here's a quote. The person says, God's waiting room is the most difficult aspect of the Christian experience. We don't like being in God's waiting room. We don't like being in anybody's waiting room. And so we got to learn how to wait in the waiting room. We have to learn to wait in our lives, especially when things are difficult and challenging us. I can't say that enough to somebody. Long suffering is a compound word. The parts mean long or far. The second part means hot anger or wrath. Putting it together, we really have long anger. Long anger. We have an English expression, short-tempered. We would not miss the meaning very far if we call patience long-tempered. Patience is that ability to keep us from blowing up when events don't go our way or losing our cool when others upset us. We must be patient until the Lord's coming and His will to be done in situations in our life. Now that's long suffering, and we have to have the patience to know that this is how we must behave as we go through difficult challenges. The secrets to patience is abiding. We must learn to rest and endure under the load of pain and suffering. We abide under the load of pain and suffering by abiding with God in faithfulness. We must not only learn to abide in Christ, but also to abide with Christ under the struggle and the pressures of life. Now that was the sweetest nugget that I can express to you on today. Abiding in patience is also the endurance that we need. The fourth A to endurance is affirm the presence. As we progress towards life, we must understand that God is all around us. We must affirm His presence, that He is in control. We must affirm that without Him we can't make it. We must affirm that Nothing is happening without our Father, our Creator, knowing what's going on. So we have to affirm His presence. Even if we're frustrated, we must affirm that we're going to surrender and give our irritants, our problems, our challenges, our difficulties, our sufferings to God. We affirm the power and the presence of God. We can endure. We can develop our character when we can affirm the presence of God, our Creator. You know, getting started possesses no problem. We get bogged down as the race continues. Many of us can start, but as the race continues, as the obstacles, the hurdles, the pits, the challenges starts to change, then this is where many of us fall off and we don't seem to be able to endure and to hang on. As time comes when our personal resources are exhausted, yet as we endure, God seems to give us a spiritual second wind. So endurance is a spiritual second wind. I don't know who that little nugget was for, but we must understand that when we endure, we're really asking God to give us a second wind. We're asking Him to give us the push that we need, the strength to hold on, and the strength to endure. So get your second wind, and to know that God He's present, we affirm Him, and we need Him. And we can't make this endurance without Him being a part of it. The secret is found in affirming God's presence. The world says give up, drop out, run away. God says trust me, lean on me, fall into my arms. God is with you to support and sustain you, to give you hope, courage, strength to continue. He has promised, my presence will go with you and I will give you rest. That's Exodus 33:14. Remember, God doesn't call the equipped, but He equips the called. And He will always be there to love and guide you to great things. Well, I'm out of time. But as I go into my conclusion, I want you to know, if you are close to quitting, don't. If you're tired of trying to live a good life, a mature life, a believing life, a faithful life, a Christ life, hang in there. Endure. Don't give up. Do you feel like giving up? Roll up your sleeves and get back in there. Take a deep breath. Take a moment. Look at the 4 A's. Talk about God for your endurance and get back in there. Do you feel that sorrow and disappointment greet you every morning? Hold on. Help is just around the corner. Endurance prevails. Blessed is a man who endures trials, because when he passes the test, he will receive the crown of life that He has promised to those who love Him. That's James chapter 1, verse 12. Remember, you're not a failure. Remember not to give up. Remember, you're not a flop, and not to let go. So don't quit. Don't give up. Keep going. Endure. Hold on. God is there to reward us in the very distant future. We don't know when. We don't know how. We don't know when it's going to begin. But we know that God is in control. And the steps we take of how we endure, it will take us to the prize. I'm waiting on my prize. And whoa, what a prize is going to be. So we must understand that we need to endure. Everyday work in your life. Life is like reading a book. It begins to make sense when we're near the end. And I'm not talking about death. I'm talking about the end of the reward of whatever it was that we are waiting on. Whatever we have held on for, believed God for, trusted God for, having faith in God for, that end is almost there. That thing that you have been waiting for. It may be delayed, but you won't be denied. So I speak that into your life to tell someone to keep enduring. Fight every day. Rise above every irritant, every obstacle, every setback. Rise above it. And above all, endure. Don't let go. This is Coach J with Thrive Life Coach, and I hope you were blessed. Don't forget to share on Facebook. Don't forget to comment if it blessed you. Your comments could bless someone else, and also to subscribe to the YouTube that has been linked to this message on my Facebook page. Well, until next time, bye bye.